Hey everyone, my name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my card and a cuppa for Friday the 10th of November. So let me just find you over on Facebook and make sure I'm live in the right place. Just bear with me a minute. Then I can see comments if I find you over there. That's the bonus of doing that. Okay, I think I found you. Okay, so welcome. Yeah, as I said, this is my card and a cuppa for Friday afternoon. I've got my cuppa and hopefully it won't go too cold. I'm nearly finished it, so hopefully it won't go cold on me. Today I'm going to play with, hi Margaret, hi Lynn, how are you both today? Thanks for joining. Today I'm going to play with a bundle from the mini catalogue, the Christmas catalogue. Yeah, it's a really nice bundle and I haven't done much with it, so I thought I'd give that a play. And I'll show you what I did for my sample card, and then, so this is my sample. It's a bookbinding card. So I've just sort of tailor-made it to our Australian, I don't know if I've got it the right way. I'm just trying to tilt it, it's better, to the Australian measurements. And I really like the way it turned out. So it's just a standard A5 card. I think that's what we call them. Having a mental blank. Yeah, and I thought I'd do it with the same products but different paper. So you can't probably see it very well. So I'll put it down. So I shall just go back to my OBS and switch down to the craft desk. That's better. And I'll have a sip of coffee at the same time. Okay, so this is the card I was trying to hold up, but it didn't show very well. So it's done with the bundle in the mini catalogue called Wishes All Round. So it's a stamp set and dies, and it's got the stamp of the Christmas trees, and it's got a die to cut the Christmas trees out, but it's also got a die that cuts snowflakes and a wreath. So I've used the wreath on this card, and I think it looks pretty specky. And I've used the Winter Meadow emboss designer series paper, and this beautiful sheer silver and white sheer ribbon here. That's just really lovely. And I used the pearlized enamel effects, the red one, to do all my little berries. So I don't know if you can see them very well. I'll just hold it up a bit closer. So there are all my little berries on my wreath. Now these enamel effects are really good, but they take about half an hour to 45 minutes to dry. So if you're going to add them to a project, you need to be patient. Add them at the last minute and then put the card aside so that these don't get all smushed and yucky. But how cool do the little berries look? I think they look great. So I don't know whether you'd want to do it on a mass production basis, but I think it looks good. So let's put that aside. So it's this beautiful Winter Meadow designer series paper I've used for the background. This one's got trees, and this is just like a wash, a mottled wash. So I'm going to use the same paper but different papers from the pack, and pretty much the same, well, the same layout, just different colors. That's what I'm trying to say. So this is the stamp set, and I've got the dies in here. So these are the dies, and I've got them upside down because I've written on them. So this is the one that cuts the trees out. This is the wreath. This is the snowflakes. So I have made a few things with the dies. Yeah, and it's just a really nice little stamp set because I didn't have any stamp sets that had like a wreath, so I wanted something with a wreath. So before we do anything else, I'm going to cut my 2 wreaths out. So I'm also using the adhesive back glimmer paper from the online exclusives. Let me just find it. Here it is. This is a pack I've really cut into. So you get 2 pieces, one 12 by 12 of gold and one 12 by 12 of silver. And it's $12.25, and it's already got the adhesive on the back. And as you can see, I've really hacked into mine. I've got another pack ready because I love having the adhesive on it. It just saves you doing it. So we'll bring, so I've got a silver one underneath the pretty peacock one. So I'll bring my cut emboss machine in and we'll cut the 2 wreaths out. I'm pretty sure in my little die cuts I've got another, yes, here we go. I've got another little die that's from the Labels Aglow die set. So let's just put that there while we bring in our machine. Get that out. And we'll bring our emboss machine in. So I hope everyone's having a nice Friday. I had a very pleasant morning with my daughter over at Avoca. We went and had a coffee over at Avoca near the beach, and that was very pleasant. So I really enjoyed that. So normally she works on a Friday, so I took advantage of her not being at work and me not being at work. So I'm just cutting out the wreath in the silver glimmer paper, and I'm winding it through twice just because it's got the double thickness of the adhesive on the back. So that's that one, and that's the center that pops out. I don't think you can do much with that center, except you can get other little dies out of that piece, so I'm going to keep that. And I'm just going to lift this off carefully, put that aside, and I'll just poke out any bits that should have, these silver bits. I'll stick to my fingers because they've got the adhesive on the back. Okay, because I want to cut a blueberry bushel one out. Look at that. I don't want them all stuck on my fingers. I don't know if everybody got the storm yesterday afternoon, but I did take a photo of my little Rosie. She wasn't happy. She was pouring at me beside my desk, and so I lifted her up, and she was having cuddles, and she was not happy with that storm whatsoever. I'm only winding that through the once with the cardstock because that should be enough. That looks all cut. Pull that out. Pull out my center bit. Oops. And I shall get rid of my cut emboss machine. So I did hear on the weather this morning that another storm was meant to come in this afternoon. I hope not, because Rosie won't be happy. Took her over to have coffee with Olivia this morning over at Avoca, so she had a nice morning. So this is half a piece of A4, like A4, and I've cut it at 10.5 centimeters. So I'm just going to score it, get my cutting blade out of the way. I'm going to score it. I don't think I need to open the arm up, I don't. I'm going to score it at 11.9 centimeters. That's right, yes, 11.9, and then 14.9. So 14.9 is technically in half of the card. And then that's all the scoring we need to do. So I don't know if you can see that scoring. I've got one at the halfway mark, and then one 3 centimeters further down. Don't know if you can see that. Anyway, let's score it over. So we'll do it in half to start with. Make sure I get it right. Okay. And then at the 3 centimetre mark, we're just going to fold it back because we're doing like a book binding fold. Okay. So that reduces the inside of your card, but still gives you enough space. I'll show you with my sample. So that's glued down, that 3 centimetre strip is glued down, and it reduces the inside, although this one's not glued very well. I need to stick a bit more glue in there. It gives you a reduced inside of your card, but still enough to write on, and yeah, I think it's fine, but I do need to place a little bit more glue on that. So that's our card base. So it's just a straight half piece of A4, scored in half, and then scored 3 centimetres from the halfway mark. So now I've got this winter meadow paper. I've got a strip here. Your two are normally okay, but yesterday they didn't like the storm either. Oh, Margaret. That's interesting, isn't it? I've never seen Rosie quite as anxious about the storm, but she was very anxious yesterday. Okay, so this piece of DSP, it's from the Winter Meadow suite. It's 2.5 centimetres by 10, and it's going to go there. And let's do that first because we can. I'll get my silicone mat. So I'm going to put that down before I close the book binding section up, because I want to put some ribbon on it as well before we close up the book binding section. So let's work on that bit first. Minimal stamping. The paper and the dies are doing all the work on this card. There we go. I'll just hold that down. Hold it up. Blue spurtage. Blue spurtage. There we go. Just get rid of that. There we are. Okay. So before we attach this down, and let's just go back to my sample and put a little bit more glue in there. Probably put too much in. Oh, glue spurtage. I shouldn't try and repair or doctor anything while I'm making another card, should I? That's a bit silly. Okay. So then we've got a beautiful sheer silver and white ribbon, and that's in the one set the other one off, probably. Rosie, I put a photo up. Rosie ended up on my craft desk. She just did not want to go back down on the floor, even though I dragged her bed right over. She wasn't interested. She wanted to be right next to me. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this ribbon in there and wrap it round. And I'm just going to tie a knot. But it's going to be where we're going to glue or tape. Maybe the glue's not the best option when we've got ribbon in there as well. So let me just get this happening. There we go. And I'll get my ribbon scissors. Both on your lap. It's a bit crowded when there's two of them. Nah, they're worth it. So I'll cut my ribbon. This is so soft, this ribbon. It's really lovely. They're definitely worth it, and especially if they're a little bit anxious. Just going to trim that down, not so spiky, not so pointy. That's probably better. I think I just threw that ribbon in my cup of coffee. Oh no, I didn't. I'll have a sip. It's getting cold. Okay. So before we glue down the book binding thing, we'll decorate. Or will we? No, we're going to glue it down. I'm just going to make sure my ribbon's straight. Okay, I'm going to put glue over here, and I'm just going to fold that over and press that down. So I'll just sit here for a minute and hold that in place. Oops, my head came in. So I shall, while I'm holding, I can talk. Bring that down and I'll put that there. So I have 2 pieces of blueberry bushel cardstock, and they're 11.4 centimeters by 10, 11.4 by 10, and that's one for the front layer and one for inside. I thought I'd decorate the inside of this card, so that one's going to go inside. And then I've got 2 pieces, one being the paper, the designer series paper, 10.9 centimeters by 9.5, so that's just going to mat on top like so. And this one is 10.9 by 9.5 as well. You love a bookbinding card, do you, Lynn? Yeah, they're quite nice, aren't they? And they're just a little bit different. So that's just going to mat on top of that for the inside. So that's what we're going to do. So let's mat our front panel together. I think, oh, I'll tell you what, I need to stick something heavy on. That's not heavy enough. I need to, I'm just looking at what could be, I know, my phone. Okay, we'll just stick the phone on it to see if it'll attach. That's the way you work things here. Okay. So I'll take that off, I'll put that there, and I'll put that there in case you want the dimensions again. So I'm just going to, so that's the back of this paper, so that's a bit bland, so I thought I'll do the little trees. They look quite nice, they're water wash. So Stampin' Up! Have an event tomorrow. It's an online event, and it's called On Stage at Home. It goes for, I think it's 5.5 hours tomorrow afternoon from midday. So I'm looking forward to that. I've got all my cardstock cut and prepped. And I didn't get the stamp set and die bundle that they suggested for the make and takes. So it'll be interesting to see what I come up with, seeing I haven't got the one that they're suggesting. Okay, let's see. That's really not liking it. I think I'm going to have to do, I think it's the ribbon that's causing the issue. I'm going to have to do tape. I think tape's going to be better. I think it's the the ribbon that's causing the problem. So let's do that. I'll go to my double-sided tape. And that should fix it. That should fix the problem. So yeah, I'm all got everything cut up ready. Okay, let's do that. That's better. That's what we wanted. Okay, so that is my front panel. But before I put it onto the front, I might decorate it first. So we've got a silver one, and this is our blueberry bushel one. So I'll get that out of the die. Now, before, I'll just poke out any other bits that need poking out. Actually, let's just pull it, the backing off, because quite often that brings everything out, but I don't think it did this time. Of course not. I'm just making sure, because I don't want any bits left in that shouldn't be left in. I love the sticky back, but sometimes it can be problematic. And then on Sunday, hubby and I are going out for lunch. I got a voucher for this place called 8 at Trinity, and I believe it's up in Morisset. I believe it's very fancy. And I'm not a very fancy person, especially with my dining. But yeah, that's where we're going. So that should be nice. So we're doing that, and we chose the daytime because we thought it overlooks Lake Macquarie. I think it's Lake Macquarie. So I thought that might be nice in the day, so you can see the lake. And so yeah, we're doing that. Okay, so that's my blueberry bushel one. So let me just get rid of my little bits. And I'm going to lay this down. I kind of just sort of scooched it where there were like the berries. I just sort of scooched it around so that the berries are in a different place. So I'm just going to do that. So let me get my Tombow, and I didn't put this down like completely. I just used my Tombow in spots. If I can get it to come out. It's not cooperating. So yeah, I had got this voucher for my birthday, so I wanted to use it before Christmas because I just did. So we're doing that on Sunday, so that should be nice. We won't take Rosie to that. So she'll have to stay home. Little munchkin, she won't be happy with that. Okay, now, as I said, I don't want to lay it over the top. I want to sort of scooch it around. So just having the glimmer sort of shine through. So I'm just going to hold that down. Just while it adheres. Ah! I'll not stick to my fingers. Okay, so we'll let that adhere. And then these are our inside panels. Okay, I've got a little bit of glimmer there. So our matting pieces were 11.4 centimeters by 10, and then our matting like on top, the paper and the inside is 10.9 centimeters by 9.5. Okay, so let's put the, I don't need my phone there anymore. Okay, let's just grab a die. Not a die, what am I saying? What stamp did I put inside? Ah. Okay. Let's grab a stamp. So grabbing a block. I'm wanting a block. That's what I'm wanting. And I'll get my blueberry bushel ink pad down. I don't think I need that. Oh yeah, I think I do need that. So that's just sort of doing its thing. Goodness me, I can't open my blueberry bushel. There we go. Got it. Okay, so I will stamp this before I put it onto the matting piece. And I'm pretty sure it's pretty straight. She says. There's two sides to every piece of cardstock. That's pretty straight. I'll take that. Okay, I'll turn that over and attach that. To my matting piece of blueberry bushel, and look, I've got some on my fingernail just as well. I saw that because that could have ended in disaster. we go. Glue spurtage. Okay, so we'll put that inside our card. And put that inside. So you've got a border all the way around, so that's just like normal when you're doing any matting. Okay, so that's the inside finished off. And whilst I've got my... So what are other people doing on the weekend? You've heard what I'm doing. What are you guys doing? You doing anything fun? So I'll pop that back and I'll get this very, Make It Merry. So these are sentiments from this stamp set. Make It Merry, sending wishes for a wonderful and joyous season. Okay, and I've got a little circle from the labels Aglow that just fitted perfectly. That's why I used it. I'll just poke out. Grand dog sitting. What sort of puppy? That's fun. Only if they're a well-behaved doggy, I suppose. But all doggies are well-behaved, I think. Sometimes it's the owners that aren't well-behaved. Okay, so that's my little circle from my labels Aglow. I'm going to ink this up and I'm going to bring it down so my head doesn't come in, or hopefully my head doesn't come in. Yay! Love it. That's all the stamping. I will clean it, okay, just in case. And I can put the lid of my glue on. That would be good. Well, I hope you have a lovely time grand dog sitting. I like that. I wanted that, that's right. Okay, so that's ready. Okay, so now we'll bring this back in. A moodle. Aww. See, all the oodles are gorgeous. I'm a sucker for an oodle. Okay, can you see how beautiful that looks? And you've just got the little bit of the silver glimmer coming through. It's really quite pretty. So let's, I did need my glue again. Let's put that down. There we go. And we shall put that onto our card front. And again with the border just all the way around. Make sure it's centered and I've got glue spurted. I don't know. Okay, so we'll put that sentiment away. Now, this is the bit that's going to be tricky. Well, it's not going to be tricky. I could put this up on dimensionals now, which I think I will. I think I added it after I'd done all that, and that was, you know, dicing with death, really. It could have gone very badly. So I'm putting it up on dimensionals, if I could get the backings off. Sasha is almost, oh, bless her. Oh, 16, that's such a lovely age. I do hope my Rosie gets there. Oh, that's so cute. You'll have to put a photo up of her. Okay, now, I don't think red berries are going to look right with this. So, we've got the option of doing white with these enamel effects. So I could do white berries or I could do silver. So I'm going to let you guys choose because I don't know. I'm sort of thinking maybe the white because we've got the silver behind, but maybe silver would be better because we've got the silver behind and the silver trim. What do you guys think? White or silver of the enamel effects? I'll have a sip of my cold coffee and see who answers first. Come on, girls, don't be shy. Nobody wants to say what I should use, the white enamel effects or the silver. Nobody wants to say which one. Well, if I don't get an answer soon, I'm going to have to make up my own mind. Silver! Deb Field! Woohoo! Oh, a mixture of both. I could do that. Okay. Oh, now I don't know what to do. Let's start off with doing silver and see what happens. Okay, so if you're a real bling queen, these enamel effects are really, really good. Silver, okay. I can do one on my little mat here and show you. They come out like little Hershey kisses. That's a really big one. You don't want them that big. And that just did a little blub. No, don't shake these because you'll get an air bubble in them. So the white's sort of pearlized. So that's what they look like. Can you see them? I don't know if you can see it very well. So will I do a mixture or do I just do silver? Okay, I'll start with silver and you can tell me if you want a mixture or just silver. So this is silver, yes. Okay. Oh, see, that just did a blob. That's why I have my little silicone mat here, because I can just sort of... I think a mixture is going to look actually good because I think the silver is going to get lost. So let's do that. Okay, now let me get the white. So it is a little bit time consuming, but I think it could be worth it. They actually are quite almost looking the same color, which is interesting. Okay, we'll put one here. So this is the white that I'm doing, and it's really starting to look a bit more like the silver. Actually, it is. I can't... Maybe it's my eyes. My eyes are dim. So you just got to take it slowly and just squeeze them out one at a time. So as I said, you wouldn't really want to do this on a mass production basis because it would take forever. Might do another silver there. Oh, a noisy car. So that one needs a bit bigger. Let's just spin this around. This one. Oh, that one was a bit sloppy. And that's what you don't want. There we go. Saved by the bell. Okay, so this is silver. It's easier to spin it around. Oh, careful, don't put your fingers in it, Denise. So a little bit on the fussy side. Okay, so let's get our white and finish off. Would you mind? Okay. that one needs a bit more. And like if you're using these and not doing as many, it's not as tricky. Okay. So that's what it's looking like. So we did a combination, but I really think they look quite similar, the white and the silver. I can't, if you look really close, you can tell the difference. But maybe the white's taking on a little bit of the blue behind. But it's really cool. I like it. But I've got to remember not to put my hand in it. So if you're a real bling person, these enamel effects are great, because you wouldn't want to use all your red festive pearls on that in one go, on one card. That would be silly. So let me wipe these up. And you can put a whole lot on your silicone mat, let them dry, put a glue dot underneath them and make them into bling as well. So there's our card for today. And don't they look quite different? One in the green and the red, and this one in the blue and the silver, but still really pretty. And that's the inside. But now I have to put this somewhere out of harm's way so that I don't ruin it. So let me go back to the face. So I hope you've enjoyed that. It's just a little bit of fun doing something a bit different with a book fold card and using the enamel effects. Yeah, they're not for every card, but they are fun to use, and in this situation you'd use a lot of bling if you were going to do that. So the enamel effects worked really well for that. So I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope the weather stays fine and there's no more storms for our puppy dogs. And I shall see you on Monday for Make It Monday. Thanks for watching, ladies. Bye for now.